Hi, everyone. Let me do this because they're going to ask me for a thing. They're going to ask me for a thing. Oh, God. Okay, never mind. Hi, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Adolfo, hi. Hi. What are you laughing at? Me? Because I'm so crazy?
No.
Yes. Adolfo. We have a man by the name of Adolfo here. I love that name.
Hi, Adolfo.
Hi, Adolfo. Look at all these people. Hi, everyone. Good. I wanted to go live on Facebook, but like it's being like
Difficult.
yes, I have to get that fixed. It's fine. I can go on Facebook just like on the when I'm on this computer, but you know, I'm back on Facebook Ian. Yeah, Evans is like Facebook Ian. Jessica Ranville, I was talking about you. So good to see you on here. Oh my God. Yay, Jessica Ranville.
Hey, Jessica.
Hi. Hello.
Valerie, how are you?
So I'm good. I'm busy.
That's nice.
Yeah, but I mean, like a lot's going on, you know, like in my life, like, you know, life stuff. So today's topic, James, because I never tell you about the topic anymore, we talk all the time, is what's getting in your way.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Um,
That is a topic.
I know. Okay, so you want to know where this came from?
Yeah, where'd it come from?
Okay, so um so I was talking to this really cool girl named Caroline Partridge. She's in London, and I believe she's going to start working with us at Actors Fast Track. And she was like, she's like an amazing manifester, right? And she was like, Valerie, have you read this book called Existential Kink? And I was like, no, what is that book? And so she said, there's this book called Existential Kink. I was going to bring it upstairs, but I have it on audio and I have it on, it's by, hold on, I'll tell you, hold on. Title details. It's by Dr. Carolyn Elliott. So anyway,
Yeah.
a smart, sexy guide to embracing the repressed, tabooed, and often unwanted aspects of ourselves so we can discover our inner power and finally live the life we deserve. We always get exactly what we want, but often, though we may not be aware of it, what we most want is dark and very dark. So basically, so first of all, she told me about it. So I got it right there. Like I downloaded it. And then I was like, and then I told Amon about it. And for you guys that don't know, Amon is my coach. And so I told Amon about it. And he's like, oh, well, last year, Amon and Efreen hired a coach. And then he gave them this book and then he died. He had a massive heart attack and died. And so now Amon has this book and he can't really pick it up because it's connected to the fact that this coach that they hired died, right? So then I thought, well, that's weird. So anyway, the premise of this book is that, you know, all these self-help books are about manifestation and looking at the positive and watching what you say. And so you're really powerful. But a lot of people that are doing that are standing in 6 feet of shit. Right? Like they look down and they're standing in shit. So it's really about alchemy. It's about embracing your shadow self, your dark self. So if you are like, say your thing is it's about like say you you keep calling in bad relationships in your life. Like that's what's getting in your way, is you always are in a bad relationship and you can't seem that you keep calling that in. It's like there's something about calling in a bad relationship that it turns you on. Right, that you, because if it didn't turn you on, you wouldn't keep calling it in. So something about that. So like for me, it's like I'm like one of those people that like gets money and then I spend it, gets money and spend it. And so I was looking, like I was making this self-inquiry today for myself of like, what is that about? And it's kind of like the same thing of being a junkie, like drug addiction. Like you're like, oh, I need to get drugs. I need to get drugs. And then you get drugs and then you're okay. And then you need drugs again and you need drugs again. And so I feel like for me, money is that, like it's become that. Like, so I get off on like being desperate and trying to get it. And then when I get it, the relief of it. And I'm like, oh, that's the thing. That's the reason I keep calling in that cycle. So like what gets in your way? I guess the thing that I'm asking, and this book is asking, is what is the thing that keeps showing up in your life that you wish wasn't there? The thing that always is a problem, that never goes away, that you feel like you've tried everything and nothing works. Right. And so that's what this book is about. And then the great thing about this book is she gives you, so I asked my clients this, we talked about this on Tuesday's mastermind. Right. And then we have a retreat this weekend with our clients.
Oh, nice.
And so that's one of the things that I'm going to be talking about, right? Like, what are you doing to set the stage for yourself every day? So now I'm like, now I ordered the book. So I'm now like doing journaling around it and doing some exercises around it. And then I told my trainer about it. And then she's like, I got the book. And then she goes, my wife got the book. And then we're like, I'm like, oh my God, you can be my partner. Like, because there's this one thing where you write like that, you write this thing over and over again, and then you read it to a partner and then you tear it up. So I'm like, you could be my partner. And so like we were talking about that today. And I was like, what's your thing? And so I was asking her today, like, what's her thing? You know, because she's like really in shape. Obviously, she's my trainer, but like, you know, she's really in shape. So anyway, that's where this came from.
So can you say that? So that what's the core of today's, like, how would you, after having said all that, say again the topic?
What gets in your way?
Great. So I think that one of the ways that I look at it,
yeah,
is that what gets in the way is what needs to be attended to.
Yes.
And it can feel like it's a problem, it's an obstacle, it's in my way, it's, you know, and often it is actually what needs our attention to move it, to shift it. The example that I want to give is an actor will be doing a scene or a monologue, and they keep screwing up one line, and it makes them angry because they keep screwing up that line. And what I say to them is, that's usually your subconscious telling you there's something you didn't unlock. There's something about that line that is actually a key to the whole piece. And that's why you keep screwing it up.
That's what this book is about. It's the same thing. It's like embracing the thing rather than denying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Right? Like what is it about this line? You know, and sometimes it can be a way of saying the line. Like we keep screwing up the way of saying the line. And it's like, well, what's the key? Why does that character say it that way? Why is that the image? Why are these the words? You know, what is, you know, what's my subconscious is telling me, hey, you're not paying attention, so you're going to keep hitting the roadblock, right? It's like when you're driving and you don't pay attention to the sign that says speed bump ahead, and you go wham, and you right. It's because you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
And so what happens if we actually bring attention to it?
Yeah. I mean, I think like if we're speaking in actor speak and like, you know, a lot of times what happens is, you know, things are going okay. Like I'm actually getting auditions and I'm booking something now and then. But like I want something bigger than what I'm getting.
Hmm.
And so I think what happens is we get settled in whatever we're getting and we want something bigger than we're getting, but we can't ever seem to get to it. So then, you know, we identify what, I mean, there was some really powerful stuff that people said on the mastermind that I won't share because it was a private thing, but there was tears, right? But like, you know, one of the things that we heard a lot, of course, is procrastination. But like a lot of times it's, you know, like, you know, if you are like in a desert and you're dying for water, right, you're going to do whatever it takes to get a drink of water. But like when you're living an okay life and maybe things aren't happening in your acting career, maybe you have an agent but you're not really getting auditions, or maybe you're not getting, you know, you're getting commercial auditions, or you're making a lot of money in voiceover or some other part of your industry and you really want to be like a movie star, right? But I think what happens a lot is we get, if we're comfortable, right, and it's not completely uncomfortable, right? But it's amazing what we can get uncomfortable with too, you know, like, I mean, what we can get comfortable with. I mean, you know, humans adapt.
We do, and this what you're saying is totally on target with how I look at it. Also, like, what I would say about what you just said was, what do I have to let go of to get what I say I want?
Yeah.
Because when we actually start to get what we want, we it usually represents a change, which means that we have to adapt and adjust to something different, and it means discomfort. Like, actually getting what we want is not comfortable. It's not comfortable.
No, it's not comfortable.
I mean, you run a business. Is it comfortable to run a business?
No.
No, right?
No, but like, you know, it's also like, you know, build a better business, build a better you. It's like there have been times where like I cry even when I'm saying this, that I've been high on the mountain and it's been exalting and it's been beautiful and it's been amazing. I mean, like it's amazing when, you know, like I'm thinking of like Tosh right now, because like Tosh, you know, I think about Tosh because I don't even know if he's on here, but Tosh was, you know, a client, for you guys that don't know, for like he came to me in 2019. I met him when I first moved to New York, back to New York. And I met him and he did a little summer program, and then he purchased the VIP track in September of 2019 for a year. And he and you know, and then of course we know what happened halfway through that year, COVID, right? And like he was like a go-getter, like he did everything I told him to do. He was a go-getter. And you know, his program ended and he couldn't really afford to do another year. And you know, I always say to people, like, if you're working with us, no matter if you continue on or don't, like, just keep doing what we taught you, because that's the most important thing, is the consistency.
Yeah.
And so he did, right? And then this year, in the last calendar year, he booked the Jeffrey Dahmer thing with Ryan Murphy, and then he booked Recurring on Bel Air, and then he booked Grownish. And he's having dinner this week with the director from Grownish.
That's
and
fantastic.
Like everything's happening for him. And it makes me cry because, like, you know, like I remember even after, because I always say, like, once you're in my family and you're my family, and even after he wasn't paying me anymore and he was out there, you know, like I would get a call from him now and then, you know, and like, I want to give up, I want to quit, I don't know what to do, it's not working, like, you know. And it was only like it was only like, you know, 3 years almost, right? And that's it. And on top of it was 2 years of COVID, right? And so for him to be there and now to have have it happening for him, which is so exciting, right? And I'm just like so excited for him. And
Yeah.
and like and so that happens, like, so I have to tell you this, like, so one of my competitors posted something last week that said, only 3% of actors make a living acting. I'm like, where did you get that? If that's true, then all of the 3% are our clients. Because it's like, because just this week, we had someone finish up a $45,000 guest star, reoccurring guest star. We had someone book like her 6th co-star this year. And we had Tosh book his and shoot his thing. And just in a week, like, I'm just talking about this week. And so if you think that, that's not true. And like, it's like, there's so many avenues now for revenue as an actor, like voiceover, TikTok, Instagram, oh my God, there's so many ways to make money, audiobooks, so many ways under voiceover alone. And there's so many, if revenue is the issue, but like, why do people that do what I do, as soon as they start doing, she's only been doing what I do for 3 years, but why do they all of a sudden start going for the negative? What are you taught? Why are you doing that? Like, that doesn't help anyone. Only 3%. Then why am I doing this? Well, because why you believe her? Because it's not true. I don't know where she got that number. She made that shit up.
I don't know. I mean, so 2 comments have come in that I want to read, and they're both from Annamaria Redeker. I noticed this week that I got upset on myself because another actor I know here in North Dakota got 2 lead roles, but found out it's for student films. I started to doubt my work and the progress I made, but it also drives me to want to do more to make it on set. I always heard about 1%, so actually making a living out of this acting, but learning that it's all lies. Like, it will take 10 years or more till you make it on set. So glad to be a part of this family.
Yeah, and like, look, not true. I mean, that's just like absolutely not true.
Well, it's also, and the other question that it raises is, when someone says, "Oh, I'm an actor," what does that mean? Because one of the things that you Valorie, bring to this is to say to people, you're an entrepreneur. This is a business. This is a business. Are you actually treating it as a business? Are you actually taking the steps as an entrepreneur to run your business?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the question of percentages and success, it's like, who knows? I mean, maybe you can do statistics on it, but the real question is not statistics. The real question is, if you want it to be a business, what are you doing with your business?
Right, because as I said this morning to a young actress I was talking about, I asked her, as I ask many actors, I'm like, so there's Caroline Partridge, the one that she just hopped on here. She's the one that recommended Existential Kink. I asked this actress, what do you want to do? And she gave me the answer I've heard 1,000 times. Well, Valorie, I just want to be a working actor. Right. And I'm like, okay, so what do you do to make money? She goes, oh, I'm in the hospitality business. And I go, so when you go there to your job at night, what do you call that? She goes, working. And I go, and you call yourself an actor? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you're getting exactly what you're asking for. You're a working actor. Like, first of all, you have to be really clear about what the dream looks like what it looks like. And because, like, you don't get in a car. If you're going to get in my car and you go, we're going to go on vacation. I'm like, great. Where are we going? Oh, I just want to go on vacation. Well, where am I supposed to go? I don't know where to take you if you're just saying, I just want to go on vacation. I just want to be a working actor. And then I asked her, like, what kind of role? She said, well, maybe I'm comedic, but I could be dramatic. So that was the specificity she had of being dramatic. Right. And I was like, okay, again, I just want to demonstrate this to you guys so you're really clear about this. If I go to the grocery store looking for French cut green beans, first of all, there is no such thing as rejection, because when I go into the grocery store looking for French green beans, I don't do this. Mexican green beans, no. Haricot vert, no. I just go like this until I find the green. I go like this until I find the green beans I'm looking for. Now, if you're just selling dramatic, basically what you're telling me is your label says vegetable, right? And so I'm going like this, and I'm not going to buy you if I'm looking for French green beans and your label says vegetable. It's too general. It's not specific enough. And then on top of it, understanding that you have a product which needs to be defined, and you need to sell it to the customers that are actually going to buy it, which are executive producers, directors, and writers. Yes, casting directors, but they don't have anything to do with casting you, right? And so if I walk into a room of 1,000 actors, which I will be doing shortly, I'm doing the Actor Summit in May, right? And I ask them, what are you doing about your acting career? They're going to be like, well, Valorie, I'm getting new headshots because mine suck. I'm getting a new agent because mine sucks. And I'm taking this acting class. And then if they aren't doing anything, they're going to casting workshops and they're submitting on Actors No Access. That's it. That's why you're not successful, because you don't understand what being in business is, right? So what is getting in your way of doing that, right? Is it money?
Yeah, this is so. When Valorie asks this question, you guys, she's not asking me. She's not asking James what gets in your way, James. She's asking you guys. So we have this Q&A in Zoom, and
Yes.
we would love it if you guys could actually post what gets in your way, because we're here to dialogue with you guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's getting in your way. Put it in the Q&A. It's easier than the chat, because like the chat is like,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. We got some stuff. What do we hear?
So Evan's Formica said, to be honest, I have no idea. I'm not getting what I want, but I don't know how to get there. So Evans, here's a question for you. You say, I have no idea. I'm not getting what I want.
That's one of the things that's getting in your way.
What do you want? Like, be really specific. Like, what do you want? Because then we can actually dialogue with you about it.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk to Evans because he's a high-end client, and I'm going to say this. So Evans, I think one of the things that's getting in your way is you saying, I don't know what is getting in my way. So you know what to do. We've told you what to do. I think, Evans, that the thing that we need to do, especially since you are considering or pretty much decided that you're going to move to Atlanta, which I think is a really good idea for you, is that we need to really talk seriously about you upgrading your auditioning in everything you do, in your auditioning coaching, in how you shoot it, in how you light it. You are someone, Evans, that likes to get things done. And I recognize that, because I am the fucking same way. So sometimes when we are people that like to get things done, we get them done too quickly, and we don't really take time to invest in the learning process, right? We make it easy for ourselves. Like, you're completely military. So you make things really, you're really good at systems. You're really good at making things easy. But I think that we need to take time and really getting to be a better auditioner, and putting the time into getting the best self-tape possible, and figuring out how to do that rather than doing it on Zoom and things like that. Not that you can't have the reader be on Zoom, but you have your camera set up with a good backdrop, with a good light. And I also think that, a lot of the stuff that you're getting audition stuff is stuff that you're submitting for on Actors No Access. So we want to continue to reach out to those people and reach out to the bigger buyers. And I didn't get a chance to really dive into the email that Scott sent to you today, but I think it was you know, Scott's onto something there, I believe. I skimmed it, so I'll dive into it more. But he asked Evans what Evans could get away with. What can you get away with? Like, you know, like asking to dare him to go a little farther, which I think that it is. But I don't believe that you don't know what to do. I don't believe that. I think you do know what to do.
So Evans, I see you say I want to be a recurring actor on a TV show that runs for at least 5 seasons. I want to be in at least 3 movies a year. So one thought that I would have is one thing that can actually get in our way is when we put the thing that is not yet achievable as our immediate goal. If we put what is not yet achievable as our immediate goal, then we get stuck because we don't know how to take that step. So I want to be in at least 3 movies a year. Well, let's focus on 1 movie in the next 3 months and let the other 2 not be our focus. Because I think that we can actually overwhelm ourselves.
Yeah.
And and because if we put our goal as something that's not achievable, then what happens is that we'll be like, this is what I want, but then another part of us goes, there's no way to get that. So every time we say, I want this, inside of us, our subconscious is going, yeah, you can't get that. So when you say, I would work on that a little bit to say, what do I believe is actually achievable? Right? So that you then can get fully behind it. So, I want to be a recurring actor on a show. Well, you can't control 5 seasons. 5 seasons is completely out of your control, right? Because a lot of shows only run for 1 season. So get a recurring actor role, but don't worry about the 5 seasons. That's it's tricky when we actually ask for things that are out of our control. We inside of us know that that's not possible, right? Or that we can't control it. So then it's like we end up giving up. So is there a way that you can reformat that where you can actually go, I can achieve that. I can do that. I could do that right now. I could be an actor on a TV show. So I'm going to go after that first. I want to book 1 movie. I want to book 1 movie in the next 3 months. Let go of the other 2. They don't matter because you're not going to book 3 at once. Good. Focus on 1.
I like that. I like that feedback. Thank you. Thanks. Awesome. We love you, Evans. We love you. Okay. Okay, here we go. I just want to say this because Sarah's on here. If there is someone on here that wants to seriously talk about working with Actors Fast Track, Sarah is going to put her link in the chat. And we'll be happy to get on the calendar. You can get on her calendar to have a chat with her. Okay, that's it. Keep going.
So anonymous attendee said lack of confidence.
Who said?
Anonymous attendee.
Lack of confidence. So what is a lack of confidence? It's fear, right?
Well, it can be fear, but it can also be a pattern of diminishing self.
Yeah.
Right. That I'm more comfortable going under the radar. That's a safer pattern.
Yeah.
And to put yourself out there is a riskier pattern, right? To actually put yourself out for something means you're risking losing. You're risking somebody saying no.
Right.
So I actually think that one of the ways to gain confidence is to practice putting yourself out there.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things is like knowledge is power. So when you are knowledgeable about what you're selling and who you're selling it to, it's a lot easier to be confident. Like years ago, Sam Mendes, the Oscar winning director, was going to direct a production of Cat in a Hot Tin Roof. And I wrote him a letter, asking for an audition for Sister May, because I knew that I was the best Sister May in the world, and I had met Tennessee Williams. And so it didn't matter whether Sam Mendes had won the Oscar. I felt on even keel with him because I know everything about Tennessee Williams and I know the character so well. And my voice is designed to do Tennessee Williams, right? And so I was able to ask him as a complete level person, not as someone because this actor thing, like low confidence, comes from, part of it isn't your fault because, we are thrown into the corner, and told, shut up, just stay over there. The agent does the job. You're not supposed to do anything. I mean, you only have to be in London, LA, or New York for a year to be fully ensconced in the straitjacket of everything you're not supposed to do. Even people that say they do what I do are telling you, oh, only 3% are successful. Or, everyone talks about Audrey Helps Actor. Her opening video is like, actors are dumb. So you get it from even people that are supposed to help you and be helpful to you, that they tell you that you're dumb and you're stupid. And so, of course, you have low confidence, right? We don't ever do that at Actors Fast Track. We're always like holding you up. Now, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to Evans is a paying client. I'm going to say, Evans, this is what I think we need to work on, because that's what he's paying me for, to tell him the truth and but I'm nice about it. I'm not like, you're dumb, right? It's amazing to me. It's like,
it is.
I love her podcast. Okay. It's like, because it's like this choir of negativity towards actors is so loud. I know it because I'm over here with a different voice singing something else. And people are like, shut up. How dare you tell actors to stand in their power?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And there are a couple of things that you said that I want to lift up.
Yeah.
One of them is that you went to, what am I good at? Right? Because you said, hey, here I am, cast me in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, right? It's like, we need to know, what am I good at? What do I bring to the table? What do I do well? And we need to know that about ourselves. What do I bring to the table? The bottom line to getting cast on TV and film, and this is years of actor coaching on camera, you guys. The bottom line to getting cast on TV and film is not about pleasing the casting director or trying to second guess what they want. It is about owning the lines, owning the character as yourself. This is what I bring to this. You own it, and you walk in the door and you say it like you own it, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody to own it. And it doesn't mean that it's not you owning it to please them.
No, it's you owning it because you own it.
You own it, and you know what you bring to the table. So one of the questions is, and this question of confidence is, who am I?
Yeah.
What makes me me?
What do I bring to the table? What are my strengths?
What are my strengths?
What am I good at?
What's different about me?
Yeah. So we always start with brand and developing, knowing who you are at Actors Fast Track, because someone might say, well, I want to do, Vikings or whatever, which is great, but maybe that's not what you're selling, right? So we have to identify what you're selling and what you're good at so you can go get that. Right? Yeah. Right. Because you're going to play someone. I mean, Tosh on Bel Air is playing someone that's Tosh.
This is right. It's very rare. It's very rare to play a transformational actor. Mm-hmm. in our contemporary TV and film. It doesn't mean there aren't those actors. There are, right? There are some wonderful transformational actors, but for the most part,
Here, hi Tosh, we were talking about you.
hey Tosh, a lot, Tosh.
He said Nathan is me in real life. LOL.
So Gabriella Shillingford said,
Yeah. Hi,
"What am
Gabrielle.
I doing wrong? I'm in the UK and I get the auditions for feature films, which is a big deal in my opinion, TV shows for the US, and I send my tapes in via my agent and then nothing. No response, no feedback. My goal this year is to at least book one feature film, one commercial, two TV
Okay,
shows."
Gabrielle, you're not, first of all, you're not doing anything wrong. All right. Is there other things that you could be doing to add to what you're doing? Yes, but you're not doing anything wrong, right? So start with that. You're not doing anything wrong. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing what you were told to do, right? So yeah. So one thing that will help you, Gabriella, is to build relationships with the people that you're going after. So like one of my clients, Angela Yo, who, if you look her up on IMDb, she booked like something every month last year. She's in London, right? I mean, like literally she's got a reoccurring on an HBO show, booked a feature, big features, like big fucking features that she came here to America to shoot, right? And James knows because James coached her. On the auditions, right? So, she also was a journalist before she was an actor. So she took a duck to water with my methods, and she was reaching out to people, building relationships in around what her agents of identity were doing for her, right? And so it was working hand in hand with her doing that. So those are things that I would teach you how to do. So you would continue to get the auditions and be putting yourself on tape, but there's other things that you can add to that to expedite the process. Thus the name of my company, Actors Fast Track. It is not Actors Easy Track. I just want to point that out. Because one time some girl said to me, "How dare you? I've worked my whole life for my career. How dare you say it's easy?" I'm like,
Who said easy?
I didn't say it was easy. I said Actors Fast Track. There's a faster way than what you're doing. So you are doing it. So you are on a slow boat to China a little bit. Like you are a little bit on the slow boat because you're getting auditions, but you have to be building the relationships around that. That will expedite the process. Okay. And Gabriella, get on Sarah's calendar.
I mean, this question, the other thing about the question, so I recommend also when you're submitting a lot
Mm-hmm.
and you get no feedback, I recommend finding a viewer you really trust, like somebody in the profession, and send a couple of those tapes to somebody, and say, "What's your honest feedback?" Right? Because it's not that there's going to be anything wrong with them. No. It's just that'll check that off. Like send them to Valorie, send them to me, and say, can you watch a couple of my auditions?
And tell me what
and tell me what you think, right?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with checking in. This is it's important for us to get critical feedback, right? That's important. It doesn't mean that there's a problem there. It's just check that, right? We don't always know what our competition is doing in terms of quality, so it's worthwhile checking.
And also checking with someone that will give you honest feedback and say, I got some of that, because one thing I was doing that I realized I was doing is like when I had like a really serious audition, if I was just talking to one people, I wasn't picking a point at one person, and I wasn't picking a point across the camera that opened myself up. Because like if I'm talking to you and you're, like I'm right here and I'm talking to you and I'm in a serious monologue and I'm telling you how I feel, like I might do this, but it's helpful to do that. You see, because I'm just trying to grab the thought. So I'm crossing camera, which opens me up. That was like something I learned after booking a shit ton of TV and movies. That just like, because I was looking to get to the next level as an actress in bigger and more meaty roles. Right. And so, like, look, you always are as being a businesswoman, you're always becoming a better and better and better businesswoman. You're always learning. You're not done learning until you're dead in the ground. Yeah. Go ahead.
I also want to quickly mention that you mentioned Angela Yo, and I just saw her on Batman.
You did?
She's in the movie.
She's got so many movies
the Batman.
This year. She's in every movie.
I know. I'm so excited. So Annamaria says, I get in my way, especially with money. However, I'm working on my budget, as well as forcing myself to keep going, even when it's hard or I feel not getting anything.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and you are attending everything, Annamaria. And don't forget for the retreat this weekend, I hope you're coming. We're talking about money. We've been talking a lot about money, right? And money is energy. And the first part of knowing your money is writing it down. Like we talked about, everything coming in and going out. And let's continue to talk about that, because we also want to talk to Jordan about TikTok and making money on there. And then I saw this thing on TikTok today, actually. Good. I'm so proud of you. She made an Excel spreadsheet. Annamaria is amazing. I'm just going to say that. She does whatever we tell her to do, and she's getting successes. And for you guys that don't believe, like, this girl just started acting a year ago, seriously. And she's already met with one of the leading casting directors for an hour and a half in Los Angeles on Zoom. Met her entire family just by doing what we told her to do and making relationships. So it's going to lead to bookings, right? So, yeah. So I saw something else on TikTok about, I should have about doing this thing where you make you can make up to 175 an hour, like doing doing surveys for people, so there's like a lot of ways to make money. There's so many ways to make money.
Carolyn Partridge.
Girl, that's my existential kink girl.
So many people are disconnected from their heart's desire. Yes, that's true. They don't believe they're allowed to have what they want. Our unconscious focus creates our reality. Time to get laser focused and believe you deserve it. I agree. Our unconscious focus creates our reality. I think we can also sometimes also another way of saying that is the story that we tell about our reality actually creates reality. And if we can return to the present moment in our body and return to the place of possibility, then we can shift out of that. This is a lot of the dream work I do is about returning to what is truly possible when we return to the present moment. So how to get back into the present moment. Yeah. And I agree with the laser focused. Yep. Do I know Carolyn? I don't know if I know Carolyn.
No, you don't, but you would love her.
Okay, I'd like to.
Yeah, she's gonna start working with us soon.
Oh, nice.
All right. Next question.
So Evan says upgrade shooting, recording. Yes, I agree. Improve auditioning skills. Yes, agreed. These are both critical. So Zulima says, I have for years been circling and struggling to find motivation. I have highs with this and then low lows. I'm also traveling back and forth to Europe, so I keep asking myself, what can I do while I'm in Europe, if anything at all?
Okay. So one of the things, Zulima, is get that book, Existential Kink. It's really good. That's going to help you with getting that thing out. And as far as yes, you can. If you're traveling back and forth to Europe, you can be building relationships there. You guys, we're living in a global world now. So go do some drop-offs, go do some workshops, go meet some people, Like, it doesn't matter where you are, make a point of meeting, you know, like I'm going to be in London for a week. Great. Go set an intention of meeting at least one of your customers there. I mean, I was in London for a week and I met the casting director for The Crown. Hey.
Yeah, the other thing is that we never really know where doors are going to open by reaching out to people. So the other thing is that there are actors fast track people in London, for example,
Tons of
right?
them.
And it's like you know, you have a community there to reach out to.
Yeah.
There's so there's so many ways to stay connected when we're traveling. I mean, right now you don't know where I am. I mean, I could say I'm in Brooklyn Heights, but I might be in. I might actually be in Greece, by the water, taking an hour away from the beach.
Are you?
No, I wish.
Bitch. Okay. That would be funny. Yeah. So like Chris Pan just said, Chris Pan here. Like Chris Pan is here. Carolyn Partridge is here. Effie Levy is here. Like, let me see who else is here. We got all kinds of people here that are in other countries. Lorena is here.
Sophie's
here. Sophie's here.
Sophie says, judging myself negatively and feeling like I don't know how, coming from an actor with no professional credits. So we all begin where we are.
Yes.
We all start now.
Yes.
Right? And it doesn't matter where you are in your career trajectory.
Yes.
Right? It doesn't really matter. It's where you are. It's where you are right now.
Yes.
And taking steps you can take right now.
Yes, because look, Sophie, you are so cute and so marketable. And so here's the thing. Like you're defining that in your work with us, right? You're defining that. And then once you're defined about it, then it's just like, it's like if I just built this orange bottle, right? And like, I have never sold it before, but I just built it in my workshop at home. And now I'm going to go sell it. This is my prototype and I'm going to go sell it. I wouldn't be like, well, I've never sold one before, so you probably don't want to buy it. I'd be like, I made this amazing orange bottle. It keeps your water cold all day. It has a handy dandy little handle. Like, you know, right? Right. So because you are the product, you're judging it because you don't have any evidence. And again, that is you get from societal thing, right? Like, oh, you have to have a reel, you have to have this, you have to have that. No, you don't. People get discovered on the street, you know, just know what you're selling and go sell it. And then when people, you know, that's it, right? And use us, Actors Fast Track, as your confidence holder upper, you know, the person that's like, you're beautiful, you're sexy, you're so cute, you're so funny, you're so interesting, which all of those things are true about you. And so just now go believe it and go sell your product that you have worked on defining, and just go sell it. And when people start to call you in, when people start to give you opportunity, then that will hold up your confidence. That will what will help you. But now you don't have that. That's the only thing, right? Like, I don't have proof that anyone's going to buy this bottle, but I feel strong about that they're going to buy this bottle. So I'm just going to go sell it, you know, and then, you know, get excited about people rejecting you, you know, get excited about that. Like how many rejections can I get? You know, get excited about it until some, you know, how many no's can I get? You know, make it a game. I'm going to go collect 100 no's. And when you get a yes, you have to start over.
And there is work. There is work for every type.
Oh my God, there's so much work.
Every shape, every type that we could possibly imagine, there is work out there. And the reason one person is getting it over another is about how much they put themselves out there.
That's it.
I mean,
Like again, let's bring up Tosh. Tosh is like focused. Like he did it every day. Like he was like, oh, I'm going to stop the, no, keep doing the social media. Keep putting yourself out there. He did it every day. And then it worked.
So I'm looking at Facebook. Is Sophie the dancer, movement artist?
Well, she probably is a movement artist. Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
looking at her on did you find her on Facebook?
Yeah.
Can I get on Facebook? That's the question of the day.
Sophie, if that's you, like you have so much to bring to the table. Like you have so much creative energy, and you're so present. Um, you know,
Now, do you see her, Sophia Mia?
yeah,
Mia?
yeah,
Yeah, that's her.
yeah, Sophie. My thought about that is just um, get yourself connected and put yourself out there to the people who are casting. You have so much energy, so much vibrance. Um, you know, it's just about saying yes. Another really simple way to shift from what gets in your way to not getting in your way is to ask the question, am I saying yes? Am I saying yes to what's being offered, or am I saying no?
Right.
Because on a really simple level, the shift from saying I don't know, maybe, well, I'm not ready, into saying yes is an enormous change. So Annamaria says also, I agree. I think many times we do give a huge load because we know we won't make it. So when it doesn't happen, we're like, see, I knew it. But if we do a small amount and that happens, then we told ourselves a lie that it wouldn't. It's like, how do you consume an elephant one bite at a time?
That's right.
Yeah,
Do we have
it's
more
true.
questions? We have a lot.
Yeah, with a lot of questions. So Anna Chekersvili
Yeah.
says, not really acting related, but in life, I think I always avoid confrontations, even if it's important to have them.
Oh,
Um, or,
girl.
or, or just avoid straight up saying no. I'd rather give answers that could indicate no, but never say it directly, especially when it comes to a friend asking for a favor.
Girl, I can relate with everything you just said. um, I had a confrontational email from my cousin this morning, and I haven't even looked at it because I can't handle the confrontation of it. Because he's like, my mom pissed him off yesterday. It's her nephew, and she pissed him off. And then he wrote back in the email, and it's like, it doesn't even involve me, but like, I don't want it. It makes me uncomfortable. So I called my sister before this. I'm like, can you deal with it? I have to deal with enough confrontation in my fucking business.
So I have a phrase. I have a little phrase for you, Anna. And the phrase the phrase
and for too, Anna.
the phrase is, that doesn't work for me. It's a very powerful thing to say that doesn't work for me. It sometimes saying no is really important, but sometimes it's we don't want to say no, I don't love you, no, I don't care about you, to a friend, right? We don't want to say no, but it doesn't work for us to drive them in the midst of our workday. It doesn't work for us to spend 2 hours coaching them on this. Um, so so there are ways. There are ways. I don't know. The other question of this is, what price? What's going to happen to you if you say no? Like, what are you afraid of? What's going to happen? This is one of those questions. Like, it's good to identify the fear. It's good to
Yeah,
identify like
what's the worst that could happen?
what's the worst that could happen. Yeah.
Oh my God, like really? What am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna be like, okay, I understand you're upset. I'm sorry. Like, what are you gonna do? It's like that self-talk is like everything, right?
Yeah, but so like if you upset your friend, will you survive? Will they survive?
Yeah.
Because the reality is that if you're not saying no and you need to say no, then you're actually upset. Because if you're not having clear boundaries, then it's going to end up building up until you get upset enough to, right? So ask that question of yourself, like what's the worst that can happen? So you upset a friend. Okay. Will they live? Is it a life and death situation?
What's the statement again?
That doesn't work for me.
That doesn't work for me. I need to write that down on a big fucking piece of paper and put that up somewhere.
It's really a great phrase.
That doesn't work for me.
Because it's not about them. It's not saying I won't help you or I can't help you. It's that doesn't work for me.
That doesn't work for me. It's good.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
So Sophie says, and self-belief not matching up with what I want. So self-belief not matching up with what I want. So what you really want, you don't believe you can have it.
Get that book, Sophie.
Yeah, get that book, Sophie.
I'm telling you, this is everything for me right now is this damn book. Thank you, Caroline Partridge, for that. Because it's a good book. And now I told Caroline, I don't know if you were here when I said now my training's got it.
So Christopher Pan. Christopher Pan says, greetings from London, Valorie and James. Hey, Chris. Valorie, when is the next brand pitching event for agents and managers? Secondly,
it's July 31st.
July 31st. Secondly, regarding Ridley's Gladiator 2, as you've been dropping by his office, as you know, I've been dropping it by his office for a while, and also dropped off a few gifts for the receptionist, and they were over the moon. What's my next move? I've been doing 5 weeks for Sword and Shield, just to brush up on my previous weaponry experience. This weekend, I'm performing a fight scene in front of an examiner in order to qualify and obtain my certificate in Art of Combat. This could be my next move with mission, right?
Okay, so what I would say is get someone to shoot some of the fighting practicing you're doing and send them a video of it. Send Ridley's office a video of you fighting and practicing, saying, look, I'm getting ready to be in this movie. I just wanted to send you a video. Send them a video. That's your next move.
Okay. So Regina Perron.
Regina!
I don't know how to figure out if I'm causing myself to repeat old patterns or if it's actually my ADHD causing me to continue to live in disorder chaos. I have such an inability to focus, it's paralyzing.
Okay, so Regina, that book, I really want you to get that book. Like, I want you to get that book. Okay, because I definitely think that you have a lot of patterns that you're repeating. So do I. Now, the thing is, like, you're going to choose one to work on. The one that seems to be the sticky one, right? And she tells you how to get down to it. Sometimes it takes a while to figure out what that thing is, because like, I already have been told by a coach that I treat money like drugs. So like, I get it and I get all excited and then I get rid of it. I spend it and then I don't have it. So that up and down of money is what I'm getting off on. Like, I know that's what it is for me. But like, sometimes you have something, you're like, why is this happening? Why am I always procrastinating? Or so then you have to sort of like ask these questions. And then the book, she helps you go down to ask the questions to help you figure out like what is actually the thing that you are excited about. And that's the reason you keep calling it in. I mean, like, I feel like, it's like people say like, I'm afraid of success. Well, what does that mean? Right. So the afraid of success is afraid of something that you won't be able to handle or something like that, right? So there's something about keeping yourself in this confusion, procrastination, ADHD, that like, oh, I have ADHD, so I can't stay focused. There's something about I can't stay focused that you get off on, right? And so getting down to what that is, right? Like, and so she has you ask yourself questions. And then when you feel that charge, that electric charge, like the same charge you feel like in sex, right? That's why it's called existential kink, like the same feeling you get when you're having sex, like turn on feeling, right? Like there's something there that you're doing that turns you on. Right. So she said it started for her when she had this doctorate degree, and she was standing in a food line. And she asked herself, she made the inquiry, so she had this big dream, like her dream of what she wanted was not the reality of what she had, which a lot of us, what we've been talking about today. So the dream was that she would be teaching as a professor, and she'd be sitting under trees with students reading poetry and wearing a cashmere coat, going to class and having this briefcase. And the truth was she was living with her friends on their corduroy couch, standing in a food line with a doctorate degree and thousands of dollars of student debt. So she came home one day and she said, what if I am enjoying doing this? And then she was like, realized that she was enjoying the scarcity, the desperation of looking for when she's going to get the next dollar to get the next piece of food. Like that's the part that was like exciting to her. When she found it, she felt that charge go through her body. And then once she discovered it, she was like, yeah, Jessica Ranville, you would love this book. That she was like, it was like the thing. It was the thing.
So I want to lift up.
Yeah, it's all in this book.
Yeah, I want to lift up what you just said. So first of all, you use the phrase "repeat old patterns," and that is what a pattern is. If we didn't repeat it, it wouldn't be a pattern. So in order to stop a pattern, we need to put in place a new pattern or habit. And what Valorie said is really important. How is the old pattern serving me? Mm-hmm. We have to own the old pattern.
Yes.
Because the reason we started the old pattern was because we thought it solved a problem. And if we don't address what problem it solved, we can't change it. We have to rehearse the new pattern until it becomes natural. And it is just like rehearsing as an actor for a role. We have to rehearse the new pattern until it becomes our go-to.
Yep. So, yeah. And James talks about that all the time. For 10 years, he's been talking about that to me, about rehearsing. Like, we rehearse, and like, anytime we're trying to, that's why it's really hard, because we tend to fall into the rut that we've always been in. Right. And so we have to create a new groove. Right. And it's hard to create that in the beginning. Right.
And that's right. And so this is the challenge with patterns and habits, again, is how is the old pattern serving me? We have to be honest with ourselves, right? Like some people enjoy complaining because it brings them attention. And so they're stuck in complaint. And we have to pay attention, like, oh, I'm actually getting attention when I complain. Is that the attention I want?
Yeah.
So Jessica Ranville says, great topic. I just signed with Take 3 for film and TV. Am freelancing with a great commercial agent as well, and have been in great off-Broadway play this past month in New York City. Fantastic, Jessica. Please let me know what that is. So I'm happy in that regard. However, I'm not aiming as high as I can, and have been getting stuck in the day-to-day grind. I'd like to get more proactive instead of reactive. Lately, I've been a bit In survival mode, immediate future goals. I want to be cast in a new work off Broadway, book my first TV credit, book an indie film that goes to festivals. I've come a long way since joining the biz school in 2020, but there's still a long way to go. I think that I'm not taking up enough space. That's what I'd say is currently getting in my way. Well, first of all, congratulations on signing. Congratulations on the show. That's fantastic. So those are huge accomplishments already.
Yeah. And also, like, look, Jessica, by the way, Jessica, I would love to catch up. So let's find a time to get you on my calendar. Sarah, can you make sure that Jessica Randall gets on my calendar? Because I would love to talk to you, Jessica. And get caught up. Okay, cool. All right. Or Anne-Marie, I still sometimes question what I can bring to the table. Right? I know I am the weirdo, but each project has different aspects. I think, Annamaria, that when you're studying with a good acting teacher, that you will keep getting clues as to what to bring to the table. I think that the more that you work as an actress, whether it's just working on a scene with someone, that you'll get more clear about, look, once you get clear about what you're selling, clarity comes back to you. Once you get clear about what you're selling, clarity begins to come back to you. So, remember that I wrote that statement. I'm Valorie Hubbard. I'm a buoyant, ballsy broad who will take you through the fun house. And then someone 2 years later said, you know what? You're a cross between Kathy Bates and Drew Barrymore. Thank you very much. And then someone said, you're the adorable bully. And I'm like, thank you very much. And so, people begin to give you clarity when you get clear. So just stay out of your way because you're trying to fog the windows that you've built so hard to build, and just keep looking for opportunities to express your art, and the clarity will come.
The other thing about that, when you say each project has different aspects, the simple answer to my thought about that is yes, and that's the character, right? Each project has different aspects. We are like a diamond, and our light is shining through the facets of the diamond, but it's still my light shining through. Each character is a facet.
Right.
So part of our job is to understand how to read the diamond, right? Like what is this scene? What's happening in this moment?
Right.
So that's just part of the work of training. Also, is learning how to read scripts really well, and that'll help you. That Chris Pan says, I think I could film a fight sequence now with sword and shield and send it to him. It's a good idea.
Okay.
Good. Adolfo Busso.
Yeah. Hi, Adolfo.
I recently moved to the States.
Welcome.
PA from Puerto Rico. I've
Nice.
done a couple of projects on TV, film, and theater back on the island. I'm now trying to figure out the scene here in Pennsylvania, looking for representation, but also my major concern right now is finding a job to pay for housing and everyday things. I just want to act. The last project I did was for a recurring featured extra role for a not yet released show for HBO Max.
Yay.
I'm also a little bit scared of moving forward here because I don't drive, and I know it's hard to move around here. I overthink things too much. For example, I'm afraid of getting a role and having to say no because I won't be able to get there. I see. Right. You won't be able to get to the set. Or thinking that even though my English is very good, it's not good enough. So yeah, insecurities, overthinking, and priorities.
Yeah. So you need to hang out with some people that are going to keep you out of your head, because your mind is a bad neighborhood and you're way in it. Right. And so you need to make some community. You need to get a community of good, thoughtful people that are going to keep you out of your head and keep you thinking positively and keep you on course. whether it's to come and talk to us, or whether it's to get into an acting class, or whether it's to get into an AA meeting, it doesn't matter, right? I feel like I would start with community if I were you, and start making some good friends and good acquaintances that you trust, and that someone you can talk to and talk about that. I mean, look, if you want to act that bad, if you book a job, you'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll get there. You'll get there. So are you in Philadelphia? I know every actor in Philadelphia. So just curious. There's start where you're at. So you don't have to if you're in Pennsylvania, start where you're at. Don't try to get crazy yet. You're in Philadelphia, start where you're at. Go see some plays. There's a ton of great theater in Philadelphia. Go see some plays and meet some people. Go find out who the casting directors are in Philadelphia and mail your picture there. Or mail a postcard, or mail a marketing document, or send an email. Right? Start with steps that you can take right now. Don't get crazy. Don't make it so big that it seems unattainable. Start small.
Yeah. And then Zulima says yes to finding way more ways to make money. Yes, we all need that. There are lots of ways to make money. Mm-hmm. Chloe Azidiran, can we talk about isolation and depression? I often feel stuck in a rut. I think especially now, I think that
yeah, it's been really bad with, we all, like a lot of people have felt that. So, find a friend, that go to a movie, or go get a coffee. Tell yourself that you're going to make one outing this week, and call a friend and go do that. And go make one outing a week, and do that. We're going into the city on Sunday night to see one of our past clients who's going to be in town, and and Gilbert's going with me, and we're going to have dinner, and I think it's really, really important to do that. I mean, we all have experienced that. And so get out, do something, go see a free play if you don't have money, but go see a play that's not expensive. Do something that gets you out of the house, for sure.
I agree. And what I would add to getting out of the house is move your body.
Yeah.
Because we can actually change the chemical structure inside of us by movement. Okay. So I think and you say feel stuck in a rut. Climb out of the rut. Use your muscles to change. And I agree with everything Valorie said about reaching out to friends. Getting out. Sophie Rosio, yes, this helps so much. Thank you. Conjuring the yes energy. And then Christopher Pan says, I recently had a costume fitting for Ridley's new movie, which I can't talk about. That's fantastic, Christopher. That's awesome. Yay. So Carla Lee says, I think what concerns me and holds me back most about my career is the publicity and the trolls that will pop up from all angles to try and destroy my hard work or lifestyle due to jealousy, greed, lies. Okay, are you at the place of stardom where, like, when you say trolls, like what would the what trolls? Like what's the circumstance for that? And if you can answer, if you're listening, Carla.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, because I'm not sure what that is.
I mean, I get that there are people in a certain place in their career that they are dealing with that. Is that a current thing, or is that future concern? Because one thing to address for us, you guys, when we're feeling stuck, is Um, is what I am afraid of something that I am energizing in my imagination? Is it fantasy, or is it actually is it really like present and active? And one of the ways to assess that is to come back into our body and ask our body, what's the sensation in my body? Like, it's important to actually to know whether we're stuck in worry. So worry is not in the present moment.
No.
Worry is focused on a future possibility.
Yes.
So if we're worried, it literally means that we're not in the present moment. Same with regret. Regret is about the past, worry is about the future. So one of the things to practice, yoga is a great way to come back into the present moment. Returning to doing any kind of breath work is a
Yes.
great way to come to the present moment.
Meditation.
Meditation. Yeah, I mean, what I would say to you is, like, we, as actors, as performers, we're in the public eye. There are always going to be people who like us and people who don't like us. So finding a way to be okay with that, that some people will like us and some won't, and that's okay. Think about what Valorie said about the person going to the grocery store looking for the French cut beans, right? That person isn't going to be focused on how awful the other kinds of beans are, right? And the same is true. I mean, I would say, don't worry about that yet. Like, that's something that's in the future when you become a star. Um, and if you have more concerns about that, let's talk about that, offline. Annamaria said, I also know what's getting in my way is social media, what to post and be consistent. Yeah, okay. Um, I think that is Jordan Gelber doing any social media
Tomorrow
stuff?
Saturday she's going to be at our mastermind for you guys that are going to be at the retreat this weekend. She's going to be there.
So that's a question. Yeah, so that's a good question for Jordan. Carla Lee said people are not very supportive. So that's I don't really feel like I'm capable. So sometimes we have to assess who we are going to for feedback.
Yes.
Right? Who am I asking for feedback from, and who am I listening to? When I'm in a play, when I'm doing something, I don't go to just anybody. I have certain friends who I know will be honest and loving.
Yes.
So I think Carla, there might be a little bit of reassessment for you on who you're going to for that feedback.
Yeah.
So that you actually don't put yourself into harm's way. Every time you're going for positive reinforcement. Claudia Saavedra. I think for me, what gets in my way sometimes is how to prioritize my workload. I keep hearing from all these successful people to work smart and not hard, but it's not easy when you're starting out. Like, I always try and do too much and then burn out, but still feel like I don't know if I've covered all the bases.
Okay, so Claudia, you're working with us. So here's what I want to say. The most important thing is always selling. So when you're planning your week as a business owner, the first thing is like, what am I selling? Like, who am I selling to? And so remember, the rule of Actors Fast Track is 5 outreaches a week to your customer base. So schedule those first. Right. So so James and I learned this from one of our coaches we worked with. So the order of business is as follows. Number 1, capture the cash, which means that you got to be selling. So that's the most important thing in your business. It's like Figure out what 5 people you're going to reach out to minimum, maybe 10, maybe 20. Schedule that in first. Second is the follow up to people that maybe you reached out to last month or last week. So those are scheduled second. Again, sales. The third is administration. So anything in the back end of your business, like setting up your CRM, hiring a virtual assistant, setting up your email tracker, setting up your signature line, looking for an agent. That's third most important. Fourth is product development. So that's acting class, working on your website, like that's fourth. So number one is capture the cash. That's the most important thing. So when you're thinking of what you're going to do every week, schedule your business out like that. That will help you.
Yep.
Okay.
Annamaria says, I don't know what you mean because I know what you mean because I'm a person who looks ahead. I started to get scared for the future as an actor with losing my privacy or have my family get bombarded from the cameras. But I started to not think so much about my future as an actor and just let it be. It's helped my anxiety feelings towards it, like the unknown of what set life is like. But Scott helped clear the fog there. Good.
Great. And I know I saw you said that you could make the retreat. So make the next one. The next one's in August. For you guys that can't make the retreat this weekend, you'll make the one in August. Also, if you really want the information and you can make partial retreat, sign up for the retreat. And probably Sarah's killing me because I'm saying this because they're supposed to be already signed up for the retreat. And you'll get the recording, you know. So I understand you can't make the retreat. I'm sorry. But we do stuff all the time. You know that, Annamaria. Okay,
So,
next.
We've two left.
Okay.
Adolfo wrote back, yes, I've seen that there are a few community theater groups near here.
Yeah,
So
and I just sent him a bunch
yeah, I'm gonna start reaching out
in
and
the
auditioning.
chat. I
Great.
just reached him, sent him a bunch in the chat. I just sent you a bunch in the chat, Adolfo.
Great. And he's in Reading, Pennsylvania.
I know I did. I saw that.
Okay, good. And then Claudia Saavedra says, perfect. Thank you, Valorie.
Oh.
Yay. So you guys, first of all, it's past 2:00. We've gone over. Thank you so much for your engagement and questions. And I hope that my responses and Valerie's, of course, are helpful.
Yeah.
You can always reach out to Valorie and her team, or reach out to me offline, for follow-ups or questions. And I, from my part, I am so thankful for this community.
Yeah. And if you want to talk to us, get on Sarah's calendar. So, because we would love to talk to you. So Gabriella, I hope you get on Sarah's calendar and talk to her. All right. Love you guys. And I'll see you guys. I'll see the clients this weekend.
Yay.
Thanks.
Nice to see you, Val.
See you soon. Okay. Bye.
Bye.